Hello everyone. How's everybody doing on this wonderful Sunday evening here in here in Ashenvale. We got Ashenvale, baby. How's everybody doing, guys? Whew, it's a beautiful day here in the Philadelphia area. Hope everybody's doing great. And the Twitch is working. Hell yes. We got Twitch working. We're gonna have Yoda working. We're gonna have everything working today, boys. I promise. Oh, I feel like a legit streamer now. I actually had a waiting screen before. Thanks to Molderon, helped me out with that, and Dokken was here yesterday as well, helping me out with some streaming stuff, guys. So hopefully we're done with the noobish streaming stuff. Rip Yoda, Christian E. Yoda's still alive. He's just been toned down a little bit, brother. What's up, RLF? I love you. Yes, love the quiet night. Absolutely. Worked great. Yes, Sunday evening. It's already Monday here. Oh, Temujin, I'm sorry, brother, but happy Monday, man. It's gonna be a great week. I can feel it. Maybe a blue post this week. Who knows, baby? Fat Gucci, how you doing, brother? It's 3 p.m. here while I'm out. Outbreak. Damn, dude. That is, we got 3 p.m. and 12 a.m. So we got, that's awesome. That's another thing I love about, like, this channel and all you guys. We got, see, Yoda wasn't too loud. There we go. Perfect. And Yoda's back, baby. I told you, he's back. We got people watching from the West Coast. We got people watching from the EU. Thank you for the follow, Atomic Coffee. I enjoyed your Ireland stream, Dokken. Yeah, guys, yesterday, so Fat Gucci, thank you, brother. Yesterday, we had Dokken come over here, and we went down, got some cheesesteaks, got some stogies, and hung out in our backyard and did a IRL stream and just had a lot of fun. Dokken is just such a great guy, and it was like really awesome to have him come here and just hang out. We might be doing more of those soon, so keep an eye out for that. Yeah, buddy, just turned midnight here in Sweden. Well, hello, all the way from Sweden. Thank you for tuning in all the way from Sweden, brother. Denmark. That's the thing, man. Like, I know a lot of you guys are from the EU, and I think that's awesome, man. And that's why Melderon and I, we really want to have at least, you know, one or two. We're definitely going to have an account over on EU. So, I mean, I really want to play with you guys over there, and I would love to play RP PvP over there. Yeah, buddy. So today, guys, so if you didn't tune in the other day, you need to poop. Take your time, Dan. You know what, Dan? Don't you have a phone, brother? Don't you guys have phones? Bring it with you in the bathroom, man. Come on. Yup, it's midnight here in Denmark too. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I know it's midnight for you guys over there. Thank you for tuning in. So listen, guys, if you weren't here the other day, we went over some classes for, we were talking about endgame expectations for each class. We did 4 classes. I believe we did Shaman, Priest, we did Rogue, we did Druid. So we have a few more classes to go over. So watching from the phone, a step game. Yeah, step your game up. Absolutely. Come on, you guys have phones, man. So we're going to go over that. Was Druid part 1? Yes, Druid was part 1, Cooper. And, you know, we went, like I said, we went over Druid, Shaman, Priest, and Rogue. Yeah, so we got a good amount of stuff to go over today. Thank you for subscribing, Sir Alexander. Hell yeah. From a scale of 1 to Christmas, what is the chance you will be going over Warrior first? Temujin, we could do that. The thing is, you guys are gonna have to help me with Warrior, because Warrior is the least, like Warrior and Warlock are the classes I know the least about. But I do know like what the endgame expectations are for those classes. You know, essentially what they're good at, what they're not good at. But as far as like talent builds and shit like that, I mean, I know a little bit about them. But we got Atticus in the house as well. And if you guys didn't see the stream that we did with Atticus, Melder and I put that into a video, the part that he went over, where we went over together. So you guys can check that out. It's a video up on our channel now. Hell yeah! Is there a way to watch part 1, Kyle? Yeah. I don't think it's on our channel yet, but we can upload it. And the thing is, guys, so now that Twitch is working, you guys can always watch the VODs over at Twitch as well. So highly recommend you guys, if you haven't yet, go ahead and give me a follow on Twitch. I will link that real quick for you guys. So the thing about Twitch, which is cool, is that like all the VODs, as soon as I'm done recording, it goes immediately to Twitch and you can just watch it whenever you want. So let me link that for you guys right now. Outbreak says, once Classic hits, I'm rolling an Orc Shaman, Hopefully, I'll get into a group with a warrior or rogue, and I'll just heal my way up. Outbreak, you know, the great thing about being a shaman in a group with a warrior or rogue, dude, is Wind Fury. I mentioned this a little bit yesterday when Doc was here, but Melderon, myself, another warrior, another enhancement shaman, and a priest. So Melderon and I are leveling a priest. We're leveling a shaman and a warrior together. And I'm the shaman, he's the warrior. So we did RFD, right? And when I tell you, we literally blew through that place faster than I've done any dungeon in my life. There were pools where all of us were doing over 300 DPS at level 40. 300 DPS. No joke. The warrior in the group was insane. I was pulling, like, I have Ravager right now, and like Ravager was proccing like crazy. We weren't CCing nothing. We just blew through that place. How about that, Melderon? It was so much fun. So much fun. Unfortunately, it was on somebody else's stream. But, you know, we weren't recording it, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah, Chain Heal is amazing, brother. Chain Heal is amazing. So Araless says, I think we will see more shamans in Classic with people knowing about LEPVP and your brother's fantastic shaman guides. Araleth, thank you, brother. And that, you know, honestly, Araleth, like, that was the plan. We wanted to show people just how good each class is, and each class has their claim to fame. Whether it's in PvP, whether it's in PvE, or leveling, I think every class in Classic has their claim to fame. I think the game is much more balanced when you tend to look at things, you know, from all three aspects of the game, leveling, PvE, and PvP. Where you're enhanced or arrest, so I was enhancement, brother. Outbreak, I was enhancement. Like I said, I have my shaman over on that Voldemort server is decked out. He's got all the enchants, he's got all the best in slot gear at that level, and yeah, I was doing some enhancement Wind Fury, and there was times where I would just double Wind Fury proc, and they were all crits. I mean, I literally one-shot elite mobs. It was insane. Atticus says that's another big thing. All this content that we are creating is going to have a big impact on class distribution. Absolutely, Atticus. I mean, you know, maybe a little bit, but I honestly think we're still going to see what we usually tend to see on private servers and on other things. I think warriors by far are going to be the most common class, and I think shamans and druids are going to be. And the reason why shamans are usually the one of the least played classes is, well, I mean, they're of course only one faction can play them, just like paladins only one faction can play them as well. But druids actually tend to be even less played sometimes. So, but man, druids are good, baby. They're really good. So, you deep, they did druid a few days ago. Yes, Timuljan, we did. Because it will help people understand each class and better suited to choose their role. Absolutely, baby. Deep down above says, gotcha, I'll dig up the vid. Yeah, absolutely, brother. We'll have it up there. That's not even summary. So, guys, is Night Elf Priest good? Night Elf Priest, Serial Maniac, I would say they're probably one of the... Now, listen, brother. If you want to play Night Elf Priest, Serial Maniac, you play Night Elf Priest. But Dwarf Priest in PvE, especially, and PvP, is just so strong because they're the only priest in vanilla that gets Fear Ward. Fear Ward, if you don't know what it is, it's an ability, it's a ward, basically, that you put up on a target, and they will be resisted to fear once you have it on them. And they also have things like Desperate Prayer, and, you know, the other really cool thing about Dwarf, I mean, Fear Ward is just so amazing, it really is. But they also have Stone Form, which all Dwarfs have, which is just great. Lion Flow, just tuning in, brother. It's all great, baby. We just started. Hey, Def Cam says, Nigel Black, how you doing, brother? Thank you for subscribing, Sumi Tank. PvE-wise, Dwarf Priests are vastly superior to Elves. Yeah, Timuljan, I 100% agree. But again, guys, you play what you want to play. If you like the RP of a Night Elf Priest, baby, do it. Do it, baby. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, remove blind, etc. It's insane. I'm probably going Dwarf. Serial Maniac, yeah, Dwarf Priest, Master Race, a lot of people like to say. I personally believe Undead Priest, Master Race. That's my thing, baby. I love me some Devouring Plague, even though a lot of classes can just wipe it off. But I also love me some Will of Forsaken. You know what I'm saying? Elves do have stealth too. So yeah, MWs, they also have Shadow Meld, which can be really good in PvP and when you're leveling, man. Just being able to go into Shadow Meld and waiting for that, you know, person to run by that was going and ganking, it could really help. It could really help. Guys, I just want to share, I have this wonderful stack right here, if you can see it. These are cotton candy grapes, believe it or not. And they literally taste just like cotton candy. They are so damn good. I just gotta have one right now. Oh my god. No, what's up, brother? How you doing? Yeah. Cotton candy grapes, dude. So good. So good. Okay, guys, you want to start going over our first class? What class do you guys want to go over first? I think I want to do Warriors. We got Atticus here. You know, I think Warrior would be a good class to go over right now. We can talk about what's expected as a Warrior. What are you expected to do? We can talk a little bit about the specs and, you know, what exactly you're going to be doing at level 60 as a Warrior. So you guys want to start with Warrior? What are you thinking, guys? Warrior? I'm debating going tailoring for the truth-based vestments too. Serial Maniac, the great thing about that is just go tailoring from the start, brother. This is what you do. You level up tailoring, right? You get your truth-based vestments. As soon as you make them, you can drop it, man. You don't need to keep tailoring to keep them on. So that's what I'm doing. I'm leveling as tailoring and enchanting. And I am dropping tailoring as soon as I hit level 60. And I'm probably going to pick up engineering, brother. That's what I'm doing. And I highly recommend. And the priest, you know, True Faith is really good. You don't have to. I mean, tailoring was much better in the Burning Crusade for priest, in my opinion, because you could make multiple items, the whole set. But it's great as well in vanilla. Mohawk, talk about the strongest Night Elf class, Def. The Night Elf Mohawk. Yeah. Yo, I love, as you guys know, the Mohawk on my character, Def Camp. Like, that is my signature hairstyle, man. I love the Mohawk, brother. Yeah, no problem, Serial Man. You get tailoring herb, keeping herbs, then level alch. Yeah, so that's another good thing, man. Like, my other question is, I really want to go enchanting, but I don't see the benefit of being an enchanter if I'm not the guild enchanter. Because I did it last time, man. I went enchanting. It was great and all for, like, you know, enchanting my alts, gears, stuff like that. But I didn't have all the best enchants. And, you know, if someone else in your guild has them, you know, just go ahead, hit him up. I feel like for me, it might be just more beneficial if I just go engineering, mining. I don't know, man. We'll see. I don't want to spend too much gold. Because as you know, like, it's going to be really hard getting gold when Classic first comes out. Mr. T Outbreak says, yes, Mr. T, baby. Night Elf Mohawk. Tor Kelberg says, are you usually the first to engage when you come across enemy faction when leveling? It's a good question, Tor. Lately, yes. I will say this. So, my brother and I have been doing something lately, and I normally don't do this. But when my brother and I have been playing, we've been playing this new rule. It's basically, if it's red, it's dead. Unless they're gray. Unless they're a lower level target that doesn't give any honor. So this is my thing, right? So Meldoron and I will be, say, leveling on the Arathi Highlands. Say we see, you know, we're level 38. Say we see like a 30, you know, 4 to whatever warlock. I'll be like, dude, do you want to take him? Go ahead, you take him. And he 1v1s him. If he dies, he dies. If I die, I die. But the thing is, if the person is like ganking someone or if they're griefing someone, then we'll go ahead and kill them together. Also, if the person is like 10 levels above us, we'll also kill them together. But usually, man, I am not the instigator. Usually, I will be leveling, and I'm the kind of person who is like, if I see you like target me, and I think you're gonna kill me, then yeah. If you're killing mobs that I need to kill, I'll kill you. If you're taking any kind of ore or herbs that I need, I'll kill you. But for the most part, when I'm just like leveling, I'm not usually the instigator. And it also depends on what class I play and what race I play. When I play a Tauren, I feel like I'm less of the troublemaker. And when I play an Undead, I feel like I'm more of the troublemaker and the trouble starter. But I feel like, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong here, I could be talking complete nonsense, man, but I feel like the Horde is much more honorable when it comes to 1v1 PvP. I don't know, it might piss some of you Lions guys off right now, but I feel like a lot of the times, especially in like Stranglethorn Vale, you know, this mage will run past me and he won't do nothing until he's got 2 buddies. He's got 2 buddies, then he'll try and kill me. And I feel like the Horde takes more honor in a 1v1 battle. I don't know what I'm just saying, you know. If it's red, it's dead, Crimson28 says. If it's red, it's dead. That's how we've been playing, brother. And honestly, Crimson, my brother and I have tried to kill skulls. You know, I mean, we've killed like level 60s, depending on how many there was of us together, two or three of us. But I like playing that way. And we were actually watching Chris Wow, who's another streamer all over on YouTube, and that's how we kind of got set to doing this. We were watching him, and pretty much anything he saw, unless, like I said, it was a great honor that gave no target, he would just go after it. Atticus says, Warriors are very good in solo PvP if you have experience, but they are difficult until you get some notches on your belt. Absolutely, Atticus. Knowing when to, you know, switch out of your stances, knowing when, like, for a lot of good Warriors I notice, they will charge me, and as soon as they charge me, they're in Berserker stance, ready to knock out that fear, because I'm going to fear them right away. And usually, boom, they got that right off the bat. I don't even get the fear off them, because they know I'm about to fear them. And the other thing is, right, knowing how to keep someone from getting away. So you want to, you know, hamstring them as soon as you can. You definitely want to make sure you can do whatever you can to close that gap, because the most thing that everyone's going to try to do to you as a warrior, they're going to try to get away from you and kill you. You know, even rogues will try to, you know, put bleeds on you and kite you and not let them, you know, charge you. So you got to know how to keep players at you, and then you got to make every hit count. Sumi Tank says, Google this countdown to class. Google this countdown. Oh, okay. What is it? This is a countdown for Classic? I thought you were talking about like countdown to Classic. I'll check it out real quick. So this is a timer. Oh, wow. Estimated release date. That's pretty cool. So you guys see this? This is the estimated release date of when people think it's going to be coming out. And everyone's saying July 16th. There's a couple reasons why people think that, but that's interesting. So 99 days, 9 hours, 44 minutes, and 14, 13, 12, 11. Dude, I would be very happy if it came out July 16th. Things to do while waiting. I love that. I love that. Who made this website? It's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool, brother. Thank you for sharing that. That's pretty cool. Ryan G says, when I never instigated on my paladin, it was part of my RP. I love that, Ryan G. I love that. I even helped in enemy factions in many classes if they were getting ganked by mobs. Ryan G, I've done it before as well. So guys, are you the kind of person that will help someone? You know, like, it depends how I feel, right? If I see this guy who's like lower level, he's got 2 mobs on him. I feel like I've been every instance. I've been the guy who just ganks him. I've also been the guy who helps him. I've also been the guy who just walks away. And a lot of it is depending on the character I'm playing and how I RP with that character, right? Like I said, if I'm playing a Tauren, I'm usually more of a helpful kind of person who doesn't instigate things. But if I'm playing an Orc, man, and I see a human or anything, I'm killing them, dude. Like, when I play an Orc, brother, it's red and it's dead. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. But I like that RP sense as a paladin, man. I wish, and that, you know, I mean, it's cool. It's cool. But what about this? What if it was a Forsaken? Huh? Would you kill them then if it was a Forsaken? Because, you know, they're the undead. If you don't attack first, says Simuljan, then you are giving the enemy the chance to jump you first. He who strikes first wins. Temuljan, great statement right there, brother. And you know what, man? The more I've played, the more I tend to think that way. But it's so weird, man, because it depends on like the zone I'm in. It depends on who I'm playing, on where I am. It's like, for me, it's always situational. It's always situational. But like I said, on this playthrough with my brother and I, we're just killing everything. You know, we really wanted to RP that like at war horde PvP. You know, it's us versus you kind of feel, and I'm really enjoying it. I am. But it doesn't mean I won't go on my other character, on my druid, and see an alliance run by, getting attacked by 4 mobs, and try to help them. So it's really weird. It's really situational for me. Yeah, Outbreak says there's so many variables, like you said, zone, level, mobs, and players in the area. Absolutely, Outbreak. That's how I feel. Temuljan says, those who give out mercy on their enemies will eventually be stabbed in the back. Mercy is a sign of weakness. Ooh, or even worse, foolish arrogance. Dude, that's pretty That's pretty deep, brother. I know what you're saying, though, man. So BMR Burger says, I usually help all players who have trouble with mobs, though a good amount of them end up trying to kill me still if they see that they have an advantage. Yeah, dude, that's the thing. Like, I remember helping someone, killing them, and then I ended up having like 20% health at the end of it, and I backslash waved him, and he just executed me. I'm like, really, dude? Really? I just sat there and helped you, and it's just like what Temuljan said, man. You know, you show mercy, and then you will get backstabbed, dude. Which class is that, Matthias? I think we're gonna do Warrior. I got Warrior up right here. I think we're gonna do, you know, we did we did that deep dive on Warrior recently, so we're not gonna go too far into Warrior. So I'm just gonna cover the basics. So if you guys want to know more about Warrior, I highly recommend after the stream, first of all, checking out the video that I did with Atticus, and then also checking out Atticus's video, just completely that. So if you guys want to check that out, either, you know, check out the video afterwards, or go ahead and check out Atticus's video. So, I mean, like, okay, and what did Melderon say? I feel at higher levels, people have each other alone a lot more. The grind to 40 plus is real. That's so true. That's so true, Melderon. So, if you guys notice, right, when you first get introduced to PvP, and for a lot of people, it's Tarren Mill versus South Shore. The PvP there is insane, right? You're like, you just grinded through, you know, the first 20 levels or so. You haven't seen one person of the opposite faction. All of a sudden, boom, you get there, you see all these people of the opposite faction, and you just start, it just becomes this huge war and battle. But like Melderon said, dude, once you get to that grind, like 40 plus, like I remember seeing people in the Searing Gorge, in Winter Spring, in a lot of different zones, and it's just like people running by each other, not even noticing each other, just getting to where they got to get to, because the grind does get real. So I feel like at first, you know, you're kind of pushed against each other, and you're headbutting, and you're just killing everyone you want to see. And then as time goes on, you invest a lot of time into your character. You just want to continue the grind, man. And a lot of times, the PvP might get in the way. But for some people, that's not true. But I definitely feel you on that. Yes, thank you, Atticus, for posting. Yes, so that is. Did he post? Yeah. So guys, Atticus just posted his video that he did for Warrior. So like I said, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go a little bit into Warrior. But if you want to check out more, definitely check out Atticus's video, because he knows a lot more than Warrior than I do. All right, which classes did I miss? Matthias, we haven't even touched Warrior yet, so you got here just in time, brother. Just started Matthias. All right, guys. Here we go. So, first things first, you hit level 60 on your Warrior. Pat yourself on the back, because you just leveled up the hardest class in vanilla WoW from 0 to 60. Give yourself a pat on the back, brother. It was hard. Now, get used to wearing some leather. Because the thing is, man, a lot of your pre-raid best in slot is not even plate. It's not even mail, some of it. You're going to want your Devil Source set, dude. It's just so good. It's so good. The thing is, man, is PvE Warrior and PvP Warrior are two different things. They really are. And then, of course, you have your tanking. So, you start at 1, not 0. True, ZG. I'm sorry. You start at level 1. 1 to 60. Rip wearing plate, Atticus. Yeah, dude. So, the thing is, guys, real quick, let me pull up what you're going to be wearing here in a second. So, not everything, but I just want to show you what the Devil Source set is going to be looking like. But you'll see why it is so good and why you're going to need it, because the hit, just, the thing is, guys, like, your hit is very important when you first, and Atticus, will you test this, brother? Like, I think hit is most important until you can get hit cap, because if you're not hitting, you're not doing damage, right? So that right there is just huge. So, okay. We got here Devil Sword leggings, right? 12 stamina, 46 attack power, improves your chance to get a critical strike by 1%. So that's 1 crit right there. But as you see here, there's a set bonus. And that set bonus is what we're going to be talking about. So let me go actually and open this in a new tab so we can show them both. Okay. So here's your Devil Sword legs, right? Very good. 46 attack power, 1% crit. And guys, 1% crit is really good. It's really nice. Again, look at the set bonus here. So you have this plus the hands, which also give 1% crit and 28 attack power. So right there, you're getting a good amount of attack power, 2% crit and 2% hit, just off of 2 pieces, guys. Just off of 2 pieces. That's huge. I mean, yeah, it's not very RP, like, great feeling as a warrior wearing leather, but it's just so good. It's just so good. And I think for the most part, like, you're going to be looking at a lot of different other options for a lot of pieces of gear. There's things like, you know, what are the hands called? The gauntlets of that they're mail, and they give +7 swords, +7 axes. So as a warrior, don't limit yourself to think, oh, all I require is plate. If you're going to be tanking, yes, absolutely. And also for tanking, your pre-raid best in slot for tanking is a lot different than it's going to be once you start getting more geared. So I actually watched a pretty interesting video, I think it was Scarm Tank, that we can just go over for a little bit and show you some of the things that I'm talking about. So Atticus says, you got to also think about in terms of continuing your talents even further, equated to putting 4 more points in cruelty. Okay, Atticus, so here's the thing, brother. When you first hit level 60, we'll say, and I know it's different for Orc, and I know it's different, so I know it's different for Horde and Alliance, right? Say we're talking about Horde first, right? Are you going to try to find a good 2-hander? Or do you have to go with 2 1-handers, like pre-raid best in slot? Because I'm pretty sure I know the answer. Yeah, so what Fresh said. 2-handed for MC? It's a good question. And yeah, Edgemaster's Handguards. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Arcanite Reaper, ho! Yeah, once you can. So Edgemaster's Handguards, level 44 Epic BO. Yeah, Temulgin, they're so good. They actually dropped for me one time in was it DM East farming, and I made a lot of gold off that. So my thing is, right, like, and I'm pretty sure it's different for each faction, not each race. So let's just take this into consideration first. Okay, so Arcanite Reaper, like Melderon was saying, is very, very good. Here it is right here. It gives 62 attack power, right? 13 stam, and look at that speed. It's a 3.8x. The top end damage is 256. That's amazing. And it's made by blacksmithing, right? So, and the great thing is, it's a bind when equipped. Now, the thing is, you don't have to be a blacksmith to wear this, correct? So Atticus says, if you're going Fury DPS, Alliance gets 2 1-handers, Horde gets Arcanite Reaper. Boom, there you go. And that goes for, so the 2 1-handers, I'm guessing, are the same ones that Rogues use, the ones from Ubers, correct? From Rend. The Dal Ren's swords, whatever they're called. Yeah, so those are going to be the one-handers you get for the Alliance. And Arcanite Reaper is just so good. So, and the thing is, right, it really comes down to a lot of people, because Alliance, as a human, you just get that plus, of course, you get the plus skills with swords. But for Horde, and if you're playing an Orc, you're getting the axe. And I personally, you know, I know you can play other races and stuff like that, but you got to also think in consideration Wind Fury. And, you know, if you don't have Wind Fury, you're getting, of course, like a blessing, you know, your blessings. But Wind Fury is just so good. And so is that really the only reason? Yeah, Down Rens. Atticus, is that the only reason why you're going to go Reaper for Horde? Now, what if you're not an Orc? Does it really matter? So Iron Foe, if you can, yes. Oh, yeah. Iron Foe, guys, if you're not familiar with what Iron Foe is, it is an epic item, very rare epic drop that drops from Black Rock Depths and has a chance, I'll just show you guys what it is. It has a chance of getting 2 extra procs. So imagine that with Wind Fury. It's just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So just for shits and gigs, I'll show you the stats for it real quick. And so we went to get this, but it's also amazing for tanking because extra hits equals extra threat, and it synergizes very well with Hand of Justice, which also has a 2% chance to do an extra attack and it gives other it has attack power as well, but it also synergizes really well with Wind Fury. So here's your Iron Foe. Great, great, great item. I mean, guys, if you can get this as a warrior at all, you're gonna want, like, it's amazing. Like I said, be prepared to do anywhere from, like, you can get really lucky. You can get really lucky, but I'm seriously telling you right now, be prepared to do at least 25, 50, 60, 70 plus runs to get an Iron Foe. And most of the time, it's going to be going to the main tank. So if you're the main tank, you know, you can get the guild together to try and get this epic weapon, and this is going to last you a long time if you get it. It's very, very good. Atticus, wouldn't Axe of Deep Woods and Fellstriker be better for DPS as an orc than Arcanite Reaper? So Axe of the Deep Woods and Fellstriker. So Axe of the Deep Woods, but Fellstriker is also an epic rare dagger. And Axe of the Deep Woods, I believe, is another BOE. Correct? So I don't know if this is better than Arcanite Reaper, but for the two of them. But so it's a level 52 Axe. And this will be your main hand weapon. It has a chance to blast the target for 90 to 127 nature damage. It's a 2.7. So, and Fellstriker is also an amazing weapon as well, which the chance on the proc, we'll just look that up as well, has a chance to make your next 2 hits crit, or is it more than that? Fellstriker, dude. As a rogue, man, I wanted 2 of these so bad, so bad. Can you imagine 2 Fellstrikers as a dagger rogue? Oh my god. So chance on hit, all attacks are guaranteed to land and will be criticals for the next 3 seconds. Oh man. But honestly, guys, like, how hard is it to try to get Fellstriker and Axe of the Deep Woods? I feel like if you can get that, maybe, yeah, that would be great, but I just feel like Arcanite Reaper is a lot easier to get. So what Atticus says, he doesn't think so. Wind Fury is going to make your Reaper so much more powerful. That's true. That's true. So so it's not just the fact that you're Orc and Axe. It's just the fact that Wind Fury is going to be making it so much more potentially better. But I think that's a pretty, if you can try to get those two, if you could get Fellstriker and Axe of the Deep Woods, whoo, oh my god, that would be amazing. Absolutely insane, dude. Okay. And when can you get Lions, well, that's what we're thinking about. So, as a DPS warrior, Atticus, what are the other, like, main, and I'm trying to remember for myself here, but how much of your gear is not plate? Because it's a pretty good amount of it, right? So you have some mail, you have some leather, you will have some plate. But your armor will be substantially less because of these other items that you're wearing. So, if you're going to PvP in your PvE gear, you're going to be a little squishy. So your PvE gear might be a little bit different. Now I want to talk about tanking warriors for 1 second. It's a little switch. And I just wanted to show you guys this video. Raid best in slot warrior. And see if this, okay, here we go. So Skarn put out this video on April 5th, and I think it's a really interesting video. You can go over it a little bit, and I just want to show you guys some of the stuff that he mentioned. A lot of people have been asking me lately to make a pre-raid. Let me know if you can hear this stuff, guys, because I wanted to. Now this is for tanking. Can you guys hear that?
Warrior tanking list, or video rather, to go over what kind of gear you should get as a warrior.
You guys hear that? Let's see. Let me know when you guys hear it. So Jesper Cruz says DPS warriors on Horde can do fine without having the best weapons or a shaman for Wind Fury. Threat really holds Horde DPS back compared to Alliance. That's a great point. It's a great point, Jesper. Not having salvation is really big, and that's why you'll see a lot of the times as gear progression gets better on the Horde, and this isn't just for Horde, it's for Alliance as well, but a lot of Horde tanks will go into a Fury build, a two-handed Fury tanking build that just does so much damage, and that's why they get a lot of threat. So that way you can actually do more damage, not worrying about because the tank will be doing a lot of threat that way. So the helm is leather too. Okay, so bracers, belt, and boots are plate in pre-raid DPS. That's it. Wow, so only your bracers, belt, boots are plate. Jesus. So Atticus says chest is mail, shoulders are leather, legs and hands are leather, or hands are mail, depending if you have them. Yes, edge masters. It's all the plate there is. There. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Lionheart helm. So, but you can twist Wind Fury and Tranquil Air if threat is an issue. That's true, Melron. That is true. You can twist those two. Giacomo65 says, was thinking about rolling Warrior, but after testing on private server, tanking just isn't for me, and you have to do it for a lot while low-level dungeons. Giacomo, I understand that, brother. I understand that. You know what? Like, and this is what we're going with the expectation thing, right? As a warrior, you will be expected to tank here and there. If you plan on making a warrior and telling everyone to go screw themselves when they say, hey, could you tank this? You're probably going to have a bad time playing. And I'm not saying you can't get through without ever tanking, especially if you're leveling with a friend who's a tank or, leveling with someone else. But for the most part, as a warrior, you will be, I mean, even when you get to higher end, like PvE, there are some fights where your raid leader might say, hey, dude, I need you to put on a shield for this fight and just tank this one mob. Like, there's a lot of ads in MC. In BWL, there's a lot of fights where you need, like, multiple tanks. Especially if, like, you're doing Gar and you only have, like, 2 warlocks. Those warriors are going to have to, unless you have druids, and that's the thing. If you want to play a druid, that's great. They can do it as well. But on a fresh server, on a fresh start, man, like, you're going to probably be tanking as a warrior at least a few times. And if that's not your thing, just consider that. Now, I'm not saying you can't get around it. You can. It's going to be hard, but you can. Like I said, if you level with a friend that's a tank, that's a good way of doing it. But I think playing a warrior and the expectation, so it's like a lot of people look forward to tanking, right? Sound is fine on Skarm. Thank you, Meldron. Thank you. So I look at it like this, guys. When I play a warrior, you're not just playing the class to do damage. You're playing a warrior because they are the not only are they the premier damage, but they are like the premier tanks. And the chances are, man, you're gonna tank one way or the other somewhere. But don't let that scare you, because as you can see here, and there's a lot of good guides on tanking, there's a lot of good things. The skill level for tanking can be really high, like there's a high ceiling, but you can be a mediocre tank, and I'm sure Meldron and Atticus can attest to this. You can be a mediocre tank with just knowing a few things about tanking. It's going to be hard in vanilla. It's going to be hard. There's going to be time. You're going to lose. Like, threat is huge, okay? Threat is a big deal. And a lot of DPS, as a lot of Meldron can attest to this, and I'm sure Atticus, a lot of DPS, especially people coming from retail or who aren't familiar with vanilla, they're not going to give you a second to get to put your Sun Ring stacks up. They're not going to give you a second, and you're going to have to be taunting on cooldown. You're going to have to be doing this, that, the other. But I feel like the benefit of tanking is it's really high if you enjoy that style of combat. I really do feel that. Okay, so short answer, Uranus, no. Yeah, Meldron says, but they can be totally fine with the right player guild attitude. Absolutely, absolutely. Carter Ghost, how you doing, brother? Sup, brother? We're talking the rest of class expectations right now. We're talking Warrior, answering some questions. So, guys, Carter Ghost in the house. Carter Ghost, my brother from another mother. 205 people in here and 28 likes. Come on, people, says Joseph Viola. Guys, if you would like this video, I would really appreciate it. So go ahead and throw some likes if you want. Thank you very much. Atticus says the biggest problem people have with warrior tanking is AoE tanking. Skarm has a good video on how to do it at max level, but in the early game you have to use battle shot a lot. Atticus, absolutely. At endgame and with gear, potentially warriors can do the best AoE tanking, especially if you have Thunder Fury, Force Reactive Disc, all these things, Immolation, potions, and all these amazing things you can do to get AoE damage. But at low level, there's like nothing except for Battle Shout, right? Like, that's all you have. Yeah, Skarm tank AoE video, we can look that up as well. But so, guys, here I want to show you. Matthias Hartman says, at Def Camp, I just made the decision to main a chamois. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Also thought But Lock, my old vanilla love. Ooh, Locks are fun too, baby. How hard would it be to gear up for PvP Elemental and/or Enhancement while being a healer at endgame? So here's the thing, Matthias. Shamans, okay. As far as enhancement gear goes, it will be a little bit harder, right? Enhancement gear, you're going to be sharing gear with other classes. There are some pieces that won't be that hard, like the helm. But the thing is, like, once you get to, and there are some good pieces for elemental as well. There's some pieces that give, plus nature damage, things like that. But I feel like for elemental, you're going to have some gear that's going to say plus healing or plus MP5, and that's okay because a lot of your damage and your crit and things like that will come from your talents. The thing is, the really, really good gear for elemental comes like patched, it comes tier 2.5. Tier 2.5 for Shaman is amazing for Elemental. It is the best for Elemental that you will get throughout all of WoW, basically. Because almost everything gives a high amount of plus damage and healing. It also gives plus spell crit and plus regular crit. So you're getting crit on your weapons, you're getting crit on your spells. It's amazing. Tier 2.5 for Shamans, for Elemental, and for Resto is amazing. It's really good. Enhancement is going to be a little bit harder, right? The best enhancement gear, unfortunately, for PvP is your rank 14 gear, rank 30. It's your high rank PvP gear, basically. Not to say that you can't make a set, for enhancement PvP, but it's going to be like mixed of tiers. It's going to be off pieces. And the thing is, the only really cool thing is not many classes will need that gear. Hunters might, but for the most part, it will be a little bit difficult. But it might not be, depending on what your raid comp has. So Uranus says apparently it was patched, so it did set a max amount and then split evenly rather than having the huge amount applied to all mobs. What are you talking about there, Uranus? Did I miss? Well, the Battle Shout bug in Classic. I gotcha. Just got people to be patient on DPS and big heals, focus attack, and rocket. Hey, Def Meld Atticus, do you know if the epic chest from the arena and BRD will be there at release in vanilla? Well, the epic chest was added later, wasn't it? 1.10, I believe, Timothy. So it probably won't be in patch 1 of Classic. I would imagine it would be in a later patch. I would imagine. Okay, guys. So back to this one. I want to stay. I would hate to grind BRD arena if the chest can't drop. Yeah, I hear you, Timothy. Oh wait, I was thinking of STV Arena. Oh, gotcha. How many raid slots do you think are given to hunters? Good question, Chris. Usually about 2. Usually around 2. It could be less, it could be more. But usually it's not over 2 or 3, Chris, because you need hunters for things like trank shot, and as you see here in this raid, looks like they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hunters here, which is a lot. That's a lot for a raid. And usually in my raids, we have like 1 or 2 hunters, and that's it. But it's not bad. I mean, it's still something. And the thing is, you can get gear pretty quick as a hunter, because you are needed for certain things. You're not going to be doing like the highest DPS or, medium DPS or so, but you will be needed for it. Is Resto Shaman viable for PvP? Absolutely. Resto Shaman's viable for PvP. But the thing is, Guillermo, I personally would do a Resto Elemental mix where you could actually heal good and DPS good. I think that is probably really good for it as well. But yeah, you can go into absolutely Resto's needed. Any healer is needed for PvP. Giacomo65 says, thanks for your thoughts. I enjoy Warrior, but tanking not so much, and I don't want to be able to be the douche Warrior that doesn't tank. We'll probably go Lock and bring other group benefit. You know what, Giacomo? I mean, that's yeah, I hear you there, but you know what? Like, if you find the right people to level with, Giacomo, you could potentially level and not have to tank, but it all depends on who you're leveling with. Uranus says, thanks, I sure hope so. Hunters do fine in tier 1s. Yeah, Jasper, so hunters do, the thing about hunters is like they do like pretty decent in tier 1, but as the tiers go up, their damage goes down. It's not that their damage goes down, it's that everyone else's kind of scales better than hunters do. So hunter don't scale as well as like classes like warriors and everyone else. But he still can do a decent amount of damage. And the thing is, for hunters, what I've heard from hunters, I never played endgame as a hunter, is that the rotation is a lot of fun. And there's a lot of things that are useful as a hunter. We were talking about this yesterday with docking, right? Raids are not all about DPS. It's about what you bring. If you're kiting as a hunter, if you're as a shaman and you're totem twisting, people who just look at DPS and say, "Oh, I'm better than you because you did no DPS," or "I'm better than you because you did no healing." What about the fights where the priest has over 200 dispels, right? But has low healing? Like, you have to take into consideration those things. It's not just all about DPS. It's not just all about healing. It's about what you can do in the raid. What these other that are sometimes non-quantifiable things that you're doing, such as dispelling, such as offering something else as far as kiting, as far as sheeping or whatever, you're banishing, all these other things you have to do, and without that you might possibly have not killed that boss. So remember that, guys. It's not all about DPS. It's not all about healing. There's a lot of fights, like I said, as a priest, people are like, "Oh man, what happened to your healing on this fight?" I'm like, dude, take a look at the dispel count on recount, and you see Death Camp, 200 dispels. We're like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, and heal, but you probably would have been dead anyway if it didn't dispel you this way. So remember, it's other things you have to take into consideration. Classic is unique in the fact that it has support classes that don't just top meters. Absolutely, and I love that. I love it, love that. I plan on winning on DPS and way mail the threat meter add-on. I will be winning on threat. All right, guys, I want to show you real quick.
This, of course, stands for pre-raid best in slot. All right, so here we are.
So here he goes over the pre-raid best in slot for Warrior. So your helm here is this is the head. What is it?
The skull fire resistance. This drops out of Upper Blackrock Spire. This is a nice helm just for.
So, and it looks like here, guys, the main thing you're gonna be thinking about as a warrior tank, pre-raid BS going into MC. It's not really about, and it sucks because this is about Alliance too. Here, he doesn't have to worry about his threat as much as you do on Horde because he has salvation. But this will be similar, very similar to what your pre-raid BS will look like on Horde as well.
Stam defense and some fire resist if you get the fire resist one.
Fire resist is very good for Molten Core.
Next we have Varric's Collar, Blackrock Depths, stam strength and dodge.
Stam strength and dodge, baby.
Spallers of Valor out of Upper Blackrock Spire. Again, just strength, stam, and agi.
Really good piece.
Stats. Emperor's New Cape, stam and agi.
Emperor's New
drops out Blackrock Depths again, so you can already tell Uber's and Blackrock Depths.
Uber's Blackrock Depths, baby. And this is for tanking.
This is what we want to run. Deathbone drops out of Skullmance, which is one of the only.
Look at that. Increases defenses plus 17. Jesus.
Good chests available at launch as far as defense is concerned. Tank stats. We have Bracers of Valor.
Another Valor piece.
Just a cheap BOE that cost 10 gold or less, probably even on a fresh server. So these are just easy pickup even while you're leveling. Stone Grit Gauntlets. These are a little expensive, but there's not many gloves options available. In fact, one of the only other
ones
an ugly
is out of Ultimate. Looks like he has, like Cargos says, it looks like he has Benjamin Button's disease, right? I hate gnomes, man. I love you, Scarm, brother, but I hate gnomes.
Which is a level 40 item, and you have to get the correct roll. But yeah, we're kind of short for gloves as far as when before.
And that's the thing. A lot of classes are short for like priests in phase 1. Like the shoulder, it's like hard to find good shoulders, right? So you're gonna be wearing like shit that's like not that good. But yeah, all gnomes are ugly. Absolutely, Matthias.
Armor comes out, so these are really your only two options. Next we have Stalwart Clutch. This is from a quest. It's easy to get. 12 stam, 8 defense. It's a nice belt. War Master's Leggings out of Upper Blackrock Spire. 2% dodge.
2% dodge. Whew. Upper Blackrock Spire is so much
strength
good gear.
Stam, which is nice. Master Cannoneer's Boots out of Strat Live, which strength and stam again. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
If you're noticing a pattern here already. Band of Flesh, strength agi stam, that comes out of Undead's Wrath.
Guys, and he has unbuffed almost 5k health, which is decent, like for your pre-raid BIS. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Be beautiful ain't when you gain, buddy. Yeah. Fem gnome is not. At least the gnome doesn't have pink hair. Yeah, Temulsion, absolutely. Jack Mo says, gnomes has the most hilarious silly though. They are pretty silly, brother. They are.
Got Drake Claw Band, which you want of the bear of the monkey. which comes out of Sunken Temple. Mark of the Chosen, which
Dude, Mark of the Chosen, I didn't realize this. Like, I use this a lot for farming, depending on, like, what, I'm doing. But has a 2% chance when struck in combat, and as a warrior, if you're being hit by multiple targets, 2% is pretty good. And the thing is, though, is it increases your stats by 25 for 1 minute. 1 minute is pretty good. If you're a warrior tank, realize that you're going to get pretty good benefit out of this trinket here.
which is a really nice trinket out of it's from Mardon Quest. It is a proc, but as you can see, the proc lasts for 1 minute and increases all your stats by 25. So strength, agi, stam. That's a lot of it's a lot of it's a lot of stats. So it's not always up, but
Meldron, they may be into midgets, but they may also be midgets themselves. Like, I thought about this. I was watching your vlog the other day about, it was RPPC, you said. So it's role play and personal connection, right? So if it's, I'm sorry, little people. I'm sorry, John, Joe, absolutely. I'm sorry. No, I meant little people. And yes, Saint Sacred, it is a thing. But no, literally, I mean, like, they could be a small person, and they could just have that personal connection with being a gnome. So I thought about that. Maybe I'm being a little too harsh on them. Maybe they are a little person, and they just have that personal connection of being a gnome. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
It does last for 1 minute, so a lot of the times you'll be tanking and before it'll proc, and then before it wears off, it'll proc again.
Me too, Zach. Me too.
Minute, so this is a nice trinket to have. Force of Will drops out Blackrock Deaths. Just
look at that. Force of Will is so good, dude. When struck in combat, that's okay, but increased defenses +7 all the time. When struck in combat has a 1% chance of reducing all melee damage. The proc's okay, but
just gives you some defense, and the proc isn't that great, but it's there. For ranged, we have Black Crow, which drops out of Lower Blackrock Spire. This might be hard to get your hands on. A lot of hunters are going to want this early on, and quite honestly, your ranged weapon is not. It's not going to make or break your.
I mean, hit is nice. They even get one hit on a ranged weapon is really nice.
It really doesn't matter what you have.
So basically, gnomes are being played by gnomes. Absolutely, absolutely, Matthias.
So it's not really going to make.
Escaped Artist though. Escaped Artist is amazing. It is so good.
Deflector. This is.
So this shield right here, guys. In my guild, we made sure that every single warrior and even some shamans, because we gave Call Me Blue, who tanked BRD. You should be doing Ubers enough. You're going to be doing it a lot. Make sure just every single warrior in your raid has Draconian Deflector, because it's such a good shield. It's pretty easy to get. And there you go. He said with warriors, you're going to be tanking here or there. So get that. Ho! Saint Sacred with the $10. Hell yeah, brother. Love the stream. Got here a bit late, but it's like a nice breath of fresh air. Saint Sacred, thank you so much, brother. I love you so much, man.
Jedi must have the deepest commitment.
You are my Jedi, brother. Thank you so much for the $10, Saint Sacred. I love you, brother. But yeah, Draconian Deflector, such an amazing shield, and pretty easy to get. Like, give every warrior in your raid to have that. They should.
It's definitely the shield.
10 fire resistance as well. Thank you again, Saint Sacred, brother. Just got a Skull Flame shield. You can get a Skull Flame shield.
Last boss in Upper Blackrock Spire, and it just has all the stats that you
it's
want.
pre-raid BIS, and if you're going to be doing
Mirror Song is a Skull.
Mirror Song is pretty good as well, and it's
quest. You have
quest
line,
right?
In there.
So if you're doing that quest, just go ahead and get it. Like, if you're a warrior, you should have some of these items, and you can swap them on if you need to do an off tank. If you need to tank a mob for here and there, you should have it. But that's basically your pre-raid BIS, like your phase 1 gear going into MC before you get any epics or anything like that. That's going to be similar to what you're going to be using. Role-playing a short person, I'm sure somehow is ready to get offended by We're going into work week, Zach. There will be a blue post, God willing. Yeah, I'm hoping they're going to be. So, it's like the first week in how many weeks we haven't gotten a blue post? So, like 4 weeks. So, I'm thinking maybe this week we're going to have like a really good blue post. I'm thinking like maybe launch date, maybe something like that. I don't know, man. I don't know, brother. I want more classic. Yeah, I know, brother. We all know that little people play Night Elf. I used to play Gnome in WoW till... I used to play Gnomes in WoW till he... you mean, what's his name? Werner? Yeah, he was awesome, man. So basically, gnomes are being played by gnomes. Yes. I can't wait for freaking classics, Zachty. I know, me too, brother. I can't wait.
It's part of a chain.
Druids are pre-raid best in slot for tanking is so much better. Dude, Temulsion, yes, their pre-raid BIS is pretty good, and you know, I mean, listen, dude, I'm a huge advocate for Druid tanks. I really love them. I think, you know, at least every raid should have at least one. But we went over Druids already. I'm not going to talk too much about them, but yes, they are great. They are great.
But at the end, you get the sword.
So Giacomo says, I sometimes play gnomes. It's not like I find them cool like orcs or trolls, but they are just so damn hilarious in everything they do, says Giacomo. That gear that gnome has, missing 2% hit rating, though. Yeah,
Which is
so...
nice because you don't have to roll against anybody. And,
I think he mentioned something about that, but...
Additionally, if you're an orc and you are going for an axe instead, you can go for Iceblade Hacker. This drops out Skullomance, and it's a pretty high DPS weapon for you could get a drop chance off.
Oh god, he has Iron Foe in this guy too.
And Quelserar also. This.
This must just be like a PTR. So I'm guessing. I mean, you should be hit capped going into MC, right? That's what I'm thinking. I mean, at least. I'm here. I heard Druid tank. What's happening, logo? We were just talking a little bit about them. We mentioned them in the last video, so we're not going to talk too much about them here. But Druids in pre-raid BIS have like double that armor, more dodge, and 1,000 more health in pre-raid BIS. Yeah, Temulsion, that's the thing, dude. You can be armor capped in your pre-raid BIS pretty soon as a Druid. So this is the thing, dude. That's why, like, going into MC, I think Druid tanks and the amount of threat they can do, dude, it's great. Hit is lower on the table than defense. So that's why. So that's the thing. And he explains this, guys, that going into MC, like, defense is your main thing. So let's just listen to this for 1 second. I'm going to see what he says.
That's something that it's worth going for. And also, real quick, I just wanted to go over the talent spec. I'm going to be releasing a video alongside of. It's just very...
Okay, so this is the, like... And again, here, he mentions why he's doing this, because you need the... defense and all these things more so than any other time, like in your pre-raid BS going into MC.
Mitigation focused.
So mitigation focused talents. Let me just
talent spec. I'm going to be releasing a video alongside this one that goes over this in more detail, but these are the talents I have. It's just very mitigation focused. It's like I've said before, in your first raid, you just want to, especially.
So he's got toughness, he's got block, he's got
everything in Molten Core is tauntable. So
everything in Molten Core is tauntable. That's a good. So
you really want to focus on mitigation when your gear and the rest of the raid's gear is not up to par. When you haven't been in a raid yet, it's mitigation's more important than threat at this point. Also, something that I pointed out in the Tips Out Deep Dive is